Battlefield 4 is big, frantic, and spectacular, and of course, full of explosions.
We reviewed Battlefield 4 on PC, and it truly is a thrilling and complex game in online multiplayer. But every rose has its thorns, so let's get the single-player campaign out of the way.
Yes, it's the year 2020, and Russia, China, and the US are on the brink of war, I think.
Now, if your operation blows up, Chang will have all the excuse he needs to give all that anger, all that hate, a real target.
It's a twisty-turny political plot, and it all rests on your shoulders. It's basically up to you to save the day by defeating an entire army with squad mates who I think went to Stormtrooper Academy.
Yeah, they are just terrible at shooting things, aren't they? And I agree, the story is a bit tedious, playing out through cutscenes that fail to communicate clearly what's going on.
Who are these VIPs?
They're very important people, significant woman and her husband. We're getting them out in one piece. That's all you need to know.
You can tell I've tried to put some highly emotive moments in this game to make you feel something for the characters, or anyone really, but it really misses the mark, I think.
Yeah, it's a bit cliched, isn't it? I felt like every time they wanted me to feel sad or patriotic, they just play this really soft, sad music underneath.
Follow us! Follow us! We'll get you to safety!
Irish, what are you doing? Can't just leave them here back.
Well, they just let someone pointlessly die.
Shot!
Shoot it open!
They're dead already. Let's move.
Fuck, we are!
Didn't know him. Don't care.
Everyone okay? All right,
I actually quite enjoyed the first couple of hours of this campaign. But by the end of it, I was literally yelling at my computer screen because of long checkpoints and difficulty spikes.
Yeah, and once again, you play an entirely mute character who is just sort of there to carry out orders. I don't know, I didn't really connect with him at all.
It's always weird when they talk to you and then your character just says nothing back. I do like that you have to slowly pick your way around the map in these tough fights, though. And the most impressive moments in it for me were where it just showed off something technical, like those amazing storm and wind effects. Oh, those trees in the wind. I've never seen anything quite like it, Hex.
Yeah, the atmosphere is definitely there, but it's like the single player is more of a tech demo for what the engine can do. The good news is Battlefield Online has been pulled apart and put back together again to create a balanced, strategic monster of a game. It's full of dynamic, tactical environments, big moments, and lots of important small changes that further refine the online experience.
Yes, DICE haven't strayed too far from the formula, but what they have changed and included, I think, makes it the finest in the series. While there is no co-op this time around, which is a shame, all the regular game modes return, and there are 2 new ones. Obliteration has teams finding a bomb and then taking it to a detonation point. It's a bit like Capture the Flag and Rush put together. Then there's Defuse. This is a 5-on-5 bomb defusal round in which you only have 1 life, which is very Counter-Strike.
Get on it, press the button, press the button.
It's these modes that really show how important teamwork is to win the match, not just a good kill-death ratio, and that's something the Battlefield series has always embraced.
Need a mid-shield.
Allow me.
Alright, disarm.
What really stood out for me, though, Hex, are those big dramatic events that happen during the course of a map, that they kind of tested the waters a bit with Battlefield 3, but now they're in full effect.
Yeah, the scale of the action is intense.
This pretty map.
I thought it was especially novel how you could flood the whole city in the flood zone map, suddenly rendering half the vehicles useless, making it so you have to swim your way between points. And the lifts on that Siege of Shanghai map, Bajo, riding the lift all the way to the top just to find a whole firing squad waiting there for you. Oh.
I'd always be facing the wrong way when the doors open. But yes, these maps are full of variety and scale. There's room for jets and helis and tanks to battle it out.
There's a guy in an ATV.
But there are plenty of tight zones too, such as the close quarters building destruction of Golmud Railway. And that map in particular really took me back to the Bad Company 2 days. All that destruction is back.
Yeah, it's just nice knowing that you can blow a hole through a wall instead of having to go around it. And seeing those buildings come down, especially when enemies are camping in them, gives you a bit of a rush.
Down it comes.
And actually, speaking of rush, it's this classic mode that shows off these maps at their best, with enemies pushing to detonate points. Especially the map Paracel Storm, as you leap from ship to ship, battle with some boats in the rolling seas, fight it out in another, then make your way back to the beachfront under heavy fire.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff. And the way the storm rolls in and out of the map is so moody.
Yeah. The first thing I noticed when I started playing this game was how your field of view has shifted as a soldier on the ground now. It's no longer just left and right, it's straight up as well. They really have raised the ceilings so high, buildings tower above you. Snipers can go anywhere, and the game really encourages that.
Oh, very top of the building. Oh dear.
Yeah, cheeky snipers.
Cheeky. I like how zeroing is a proper feature for snipers now. Using a rangefinder to get distance and adjusting it to remove bullet drop. It's just cool army stuff that actually works. And generally, I think there's a lot more important refinements that Battlefield players will appreciate, such as how your gun can't disappear into a wall anymore. Your character just angles it around with an adaptive cover system.
Yeah, everything feels so good. Even how, when you move left and right, that slight sway of the gun, and being able to use a pistol in water.
One new feature to the series is field upgrades. These are perks which unlock and roll back during the course of a match depending on how well your squad is doing, and there's various trees available that you can select for your class. It's just another way this game rewards squads for working together.
We're gonna go to B.
Grenade!
Then let's go to C, it's closer. Where are you, Hex?
Sam, I
I'm
was just
heading to the
capturing a
roof.
point for you guys, so don't worry about it.
One common complaint about the Battlefield series is the hit detection, where if you get shot but you're already around the corner, sometimes you'll still die. And it still happens, but I think they've improved it a lot. And there's so much to unlock, Hex. There's sights, different sights, guns, grenades, more sights, double sights, green lasers. And the pistols are finally good again.
Also, helicopters are so much easier to fly now, and that encourages you to fly low and take more risks.
Objective Echo.
Whoa!
It's fantastic air combat, isn't it? Vehicle health regens so fast now too, so you can have some great runs with a little bird.
Oh, whose chopper is that?
Hey Goose, look up.
Oh, I got him!
Oh, man.
Guy on the left, smash him, Hex.
Ah!
Oh dear. Oh, whoops. Oh no. I panicked.
What's
Jumped.
happening?
Okay.
Sorry.
What's happening?
Sorry. I may have accidentally abandoned the helicopter.
Very stressful.
The commander mode makes a welcome return with its top-down interface. Back in the Battlefield 2 days, a good commander on your team meant you would win the match.
Dropping care package. Ignore that evac order. Confused. You didn't obey my instructions.
Right now, I think people are still getting used to it and no one really knows what they're doing, so no one pays attention. They don't go where I want them to go.
I'm ordered you to it.
Oh.
Obey my orders.
Just
Pay my orders.
Pay attention, but I'm kind of digging it, Hex.
Yeah, I think once people come to grips with it and the tablet version of this mode comes out, we'll see it being a much more important tool, I think. And I just love that there's a chain of command.
I don't think you could be further away from my orders. There's one right there in front of you. Get him. Got him.
Hex, you know how much I like graphics.
I think it's totally valid to talk graphics, Barjo.
Yes, well, this game is just beautiful.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Alright.
Do you like rubbish? Flying through the air?
I just found myself stopping mid-battle all the time just to stare at parts of this game.
Yeah, I did notice you got shot quite a lot staring at the ocean instead of, I don't know, helping our squad achieve its objectives. Where's Barjo? Oh, okay, he's staring at the end. Now he's dead.
It's good water.
Yeah, look at it on your own time.
That water is very good though, isn't it? I think it might actually be better than Grand Theft Auto 5's water. The foam isn't as good, it's just a texture. I think GTA had better foam of the year, but just those rolling waves, I think, is the best I've seen.
Foam of the year.
It's been a good year for water. But seriously, I do think Battlefield 4 is the most visually impressive PC game out there. In terms of fidelity of the graphics, how much you can scale it in the settings, to the complexity of just how much is actually going on at once and how smoothly that all runs. From the ripples you make in the water to the lighting and the truly high-res textures.
Guy come upstairs.
What just hit them?
Oh,
nice.
It really is a gorgeous game, isn't it? So crisp. And those little details really bring it to life. Like the camera shake when things explode near you, or when you see a tank plowing down trees in the distance. But of course, you will need a really good graphics card, or cards, to run this. A few of our friends decided to upgrade for this game.
Yeah, I think it's worth it though. But of course, with all of this technical wizardry, DICE have a few issues to iron out. There's quite a few glitches like floating objects, and the Lansing Dan map on the whole is a bit broken right now. It crashes a lot, and it's even missing a lot of sound.
I found generally the stability of this game to be quite poor. I mean, I was getting crashes all over the place, and that really hurts your XP and seriously slows down how quickly you get those weapon and item unlocks, which is so frustrating.
Yeah, I crashed a lot too, and it always seemed to be when I was winning. When I was having a really good round, oh, crash. I have friends actually who can't play this game at all right now, but DICE have been working tirelessly and they have fixed some of the issues already, so hopefully that will get better in time. We should wrap this up, but just finally, I do like what they've done with Battlelog, and the user interface has had a complete overhaul too, and all of the changes are welcome. They've removed a lot of fiddly menus and squad management stuff, which used to be very frustrating. There's also an emblem editor now, where you create your own unique emblem, and that then appears on your guns and cars, and even on your arms.
Yes, that is quite the paint job, Barjo.
Thanks.
I think overall Battlefield's multiplayer is undeniably brilliant, but that single-player campaign, Barjo, is just so mediocre, and I don't understand why they can't get that right. It seems such a waste.
I know, but all in all, out of all the hours I spend in Battlefield, maybe 5% or even 3% is spent in the single-player campaign, and it's really a multiplayer-focused game first.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. But, you know, I also think that a full-priced FPS should at least have a campaign that introduces you to all the game mechanics to give you a feel for what to expect before going online. But this one didn't even do that very well. I just wish they'd go all the way and create a Spec Ops: The Line style story with real impact, or just go back to Call of Duty 4 style scenarios with just mindless fun.
Yeah, I think DICE are in a bit of a rock and a hard place with this one, because if they were to remove the single-player component, then it would be seen as a step backwards. But I don't think gamers would actually accept a multiplayer-only Battlefield game right now at full price.
No, I think you're right there. That said, if you do only intend on taking your battles online, I think you will get full value out of this. We should also mention that this very much feels like a game made for next gen. The 360 and PS3 versions do pale a bit in comparison, but I'm giving it 8.5.
What I like most about this game is it's got its hooks right into me. I just want to get better at it every time I log on, and every time I see someone else log on, I have to jump into because they might be unlocking stuff that I don't have yet. I had a great time with this. I'm giving it 9.5 out of 10 rubber chickens.
Oh, the chopper's coming back.